Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rob. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. If you would go over to the chat box and type in the number 1 to let me know that you can hear me, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, let me get my screen shared here. Very good. There we go. All right, let me get that bar open up. Give me a second to move things around. Nothing likes to go back to where it was. Excellent. All right. So I hope you all had a great day or are having a great day today. Let me know in the chat box how the market has been to you today. Have you guys found any clear and concise entries for entering into the trade or a trade today? Hopefully you have. There we go. Nice. Up $10 on the micro YM. Nice. Very nice. Morning, Jim. And Ed, how are you? Brenda, good morning. Fantastic. Let's see. Go ahead and find the participants tab so I could see all in here. All right. Very good. So let's jump in. So Patterns in a Flash coming up on December 2nd, which is Wednesday. We've got Trading You coming up on the 9th. Inner Circle is on the 11th and 12th. And the last Monster Market Movers of the year is coming up on December 17th. We got Power Hour here each and every Monday. Glad to see all of you guys and gals here. And then Key to Be Free. We have had an explosive registration for it, not only internal, but external. Some of the companies that we work with as affiliates have found out we're offering this class and have started sending their own students here. So we're seeing some really big numbers in our classes. And when I say really big numbers in our classes, I haven't looked at the one on the 3rd, only the one on the 1st coming up tomorrow, but it's at capacity already. So I'm excited for that, for us, right? And for you. You need to be there. Right? That's be there, be square type thing. You need to be at Key to Be Free, right? I've got it. I know what it is. I can teach it to you. I can share it with you. If you really want to know what it takes to be successful in 2021, then you want to go ahead and Amy just dropped in the link. Go ahead and click on that link. Don't wait. Don't wait till the class is over. Go ahead and click on the link now. Get registered. It's an email address and your name. That's it. Checkbox that says you agree to the terms. You're done. Right? Excellent. All right. Here's a follow us page. I mentioned this over the weekend. Today we had a brand new employee start. His name is Romeo, and I am going to call him Roman 100 times, I think, before I get it right. I guarantee it. But his name is Romeo. He's dealing with some of our website design, some of our social media stuff. I'm excited for where that's going for us as a company and to have him on with us. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you are following along on the various social programs that we are in. If you truly want to see some of the things that we're doing each and every day, then make sure that you are tracking along with that. Let's see, why is my video not starting? Okay, there we go. I've hit it 3 times. Finally got it. But make sure you're following along with the various social platforms with us. All right? Excellent. Beautiful. So let's see. We've got Helen said, good morning, Rob. I've been trying to register for Key to Be Free, but have been successful. Can someone help on your end? Sure. Amy, can you pass that along to Amelia? Not sure why you're having a problem, Helen. I mean, it is getting busy at times. We've seen, once an email goes out, we've seen 50, 60, 100 people get registered in minutes. So it could be busy, but we'll, Amy, if you could send that off to Amelia, that would be great. Let's see. Jim said, to let you know. Okay. So Jim said, when I connect and wait for you to come on live, when you come on live and show your screen, my screen goes full and does not show the chat box. I have to exit the full screen and then it comes back to normal. Thought you would like to know this. Yeah, and it's a function of how, I guess, Zoom works in there, but you can, at least you know how to get it back. So I do appreciate you saying that. Hey, no worries, Kevin. Glad you made it here. Amy, are you good? Did you either text me or send a message in the chat here? Did you did you get what I asked you with Helen and Amelia? All right. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. All right. So Helen, Amy's going to send that off to Amelia. So we're good. Thank you, Amy. So S&P 500, right? What a day. What a day. What a day. What a day. What a market, huh? I am excited for this. And wait until we look at the daily charts and see where it's at. But we're down 33 points right now on the S&P. 33, yeah, even-ish. Almost 400 points on the Dow, right? We've had some good moves in the overall market, right? If we go back here and look, all right? So we had nice stretches up. We had all-time highs, or just about, right? Closing highs, rather, right here. Closing highs here, closing highs here. Beautiful, right? Here's the previous, so we're nowhere near that. We've blown that away now, right? So great day, and then look at the chart now. Somebody tell me in the chat box. Yes, this is interactive. You need to participate. I know the answer. I'm trying to help you learn it, right? Instead of me giving it to you, I want to give you an opportunity to learn it for yourself. I'll give you the answer. What do you notice about the chart right now? Keeping in mind that this is an intraday chart, it's live. Right? What do you notice about the chart right now? Talk to me in the chat box. Tell me what you see. All right, Ed, you're right. Yep, Trip. By the way, I got your message. I saw it this morning from the weekend. Thank you. I appreciate that. Go figure that someone is copying what I'm doing. All right, Robert. Well, it was Robert, right? Go more to now. Dave, PK, you were the first one to get it. Valid point, Kevin. Okay. Good, Daniel. All right, Paula. Ooh, sorry. A lot of them just came in. Got a Milton. All right. You know, Jim, I didn't notice the location there that you put down. I don't want to give it away just yet. But it began with an M in your text, in your chat, you messaged to me. I didn't catch that part of it. Wasn't seeing that. So good catch. Okay, Robert. Yeah, I like it. Good. Brenda, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So right now the markets are still open. We haven't closed, so we can't look at this as a final candle. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in a day. We can get a bounce from here, take off, and just rock from this. We could drop like a rock and go down below that 35.50 level, right? No ifs, ands, or buts could happen. But right now, the way I look at this chart is it's sitting where? It's sitting right at the 8 moving average. It's sitting right there. What Jim had said was it's about the middle of the 2 fib lines, the 8, right? And there is a pivot there. I mean, we're pretty close. That's probably mid right there, but we're pretty darn close to that being the midpoint. So I'm excited to see the things that you guys, are coming up with. But when I look at this now, my question has to be for the rest of today, and not now at 12:11 in the afternoon, for the rest of the day after the lunch time goes, what's my plan? We've dropped. Am I planning on continuing to trade the downside, which I have done already today? Or am I looking at a potential bounce going on from here? Regardless of what it is, your decision should not be made from a position like this, where you're right on top of the market, ready to pounce, right? Your decision needs to be made from back here, hands back. Remember, that's the critical part. This doesn't work with your hands up here. You have to either have them behind your head or sitting on them. That's the only way this works, right? You need to look at that and analyze, focus on what's my deal for the rest of the day. Do I plan on trading, and if so, how? And you need to analyze the market. Now, there's more to it than just today's candle, of course, but today's candle plays a big part. We had a wonderful doji that pressed up into the zero line, right? We had a gap down this morning and it just rocked. It was a great move today. If we look at SPY, grab a pad. Right? If we look at SPY, the 8 moving average was about 360. Was the 8. Okay, so let's go over to intraday. Let's go look at SPY. We'll open this up. At least we'll try to. There we go. And let's go snap a line at 360. And I don't really worry about where it drops. I just drop it on the screen and I'll just double click on it and change it. Right? That is the support level that we were looking at. Right? So were there some, well, let me do this. Try not to go too small, too zoomed in, but I think this is where we need to be. So looking at this chart right now, looking at where we opened today and how today has progressed, do you see a possible bearish entry for today? If so, where? Again, folks, I can give you the answers and make this no participation whatsoever. We'll be done in about 30 minutes or so, and you guys can rock on. But I can promise you how much more you will learn if you spend the time answering the questions and not waiting for me to be the one to answer them. I want you to be the one to answer those questions. Let me get rid of this. It's a fib. Who put that in there? Excellent, Amos. Good. All right. So Jim said, is the question now or for this morning? I'm really looking at when the market opened up today, was there a trade potential as the market opened? And I don't mean at 9:30 in 1 second, just whatever, 9:30, 9:35, 9:58, whatever time it was. Was there a potential entry that you could have taken? If so, good, PK. PK said yes. Where? What was the entry, PK? Talk to me, all of you. Tell me where the potential bearish entry is. Which one, Trip? You talking about today? Okay, you're talking about on the 5 minute. And I don't want to tell you what Trip said or anybody said yet. I want you to come up with your own answers. All right, PK, got it. Good, Roman. That's the same thing that Trip came up with. And ironically, 2 members from the mastermind group coming up with the exact same answer as to where to trade it. Go figure. All right, Larry, good. Okay. So Milton, think about this. The moving average cross was tough here because the gap. So that caused the moving averages to really not give us much value. It's an 8 moving average. We need at least 8 bars to make it up to where it starts to normalize, right? So depending on where you're looking at that is the key point, right? So here, no one said the magic words. I am looking for 2 letters. They're the exact same letter in the alphabet that you should be focused on. Someone called it, right, Trip? And I don't remember who, and I apologize, I don't remember who it was, but someone called it out, and I said, yes, exactly. And what someone said was yesterday's low, right? And what I'm looking at there, and now we're getting it, there's probably 100 of them in here, is look left. Where can we go to the left, right? Do we have some identification right here at yesterday's pricing? Right, we've got a couple of candles that hit this exact point, 1, 2, 3. I'm not worried about just taking the lowest low, right? Where's the key level in there? Where's the importance factor inside of that? right? Right in there is very important. Look at here. This is the day before, right? So this is Thursday. It was a support level on Wednesday. So now let's bring it in. Now this is SPY, right? We closed right at that support. We closed right there. We moved up. Could you have taken a bounce inside of here? Maybe, but our open today, if we go back here, our open today was 362.83. So right here. Do I really want to take a bullish trade as it started to bounce here? I have nothing. There's no clear and concise entry for me to say, ooh, take a bearish trade. There's nothing in there. Did I have a path clear to a target? Yes, right down to the 8 I did. All right. So let's go back again. You can see we moved up. I'm not interested in taking a bullish trade. We made our move down. Some waited for this return back to the moving average. Either one of those opportunities were just that. Wonderful potentials for looking to take a bearish trade. And now you're looking at, and let's go with the one that comes off of the bounce, right? Let's call it 362.5. Let me write that down. 362.5, right? We have 360 as our support level, right? So 362.5 we'll call the entry, and 360 is support. Well, if we look, see if that fixes the option chain, because it doesn't seem to want to give me a symbol. Huh. All right, let's try it this way. All right, now let's shift it over to SPY. I don't know why. TradeStation, I don't like that it loses the symbol box if it is not the current, if there's not an actual option on it. It should just leave it blank, in my opinion. But so if we look at an option right now that we were going to trade, I'd be looking at this 78 delta, which is 203 by 208, right? So $2.03 by 208, all right? And that has a 78 delta. So you know what I'm going to do? Let me go ahead and let me bring up Notepad. Let's see where it opens. Okay. So are you guys okay if I go ahead and kind of whiteboard this out and go through the details of what you should have been looking for this morning? Just give me a 1 for yes or 2 for no. If you don't want me to, tell me. I won't. I'm okay not doing it. Exactly, Amos. Okay. Oh, good catch, Amos. Yep. I got to be looking at puts, not calls. You're right. So we need to look at the details in there, right? So let me make this a little smaller. It's Windows wants to snap this up to a full window. All right. So we're looking at a 74 delta right now. All right. So, and I'm just using right now's numbers as our example. 360.68, that's the price of the SPY. If we look at the 1130 362 puts, they are trading at 158 by 162. All right, 4 cents difference in there. 159 by 162. Let's change that. It just makes my numbers easier to work with, right? Because I've got an equal divisor in there for a third, right? So what are we looking at now? All right, we've got a delta of 78. If we bought, and we said the potential move is $2.50. Right, that was the potential move. Let's say that our move is, let's call it $1.50. Well, you know what? I'm not, let's not worry about exact. Let's make it whole number so it's just easier for you to see it and the math makes more sense. Okay. So if we have a 78 delta, and when I say our move, excuse me, that's how much I think we would pick up on the position. We can get $2 of that 250 move. We're not going to buy at the lowest. We're not going to sell at the highest. We're going to get a $2 move of that 250. We're going to give a little bit on both sides, the entry and the exit, right? So if we say that our option, say our cost, and you know what? Let's do this. Let's just fix this up. 160 by $1.64. Once again, makes it for easy math. Okay. So our cost in this trade is 1.64 times 1x, which is one contract, equals $164. That's if you did one contract, and it's an option that expires today. Right? If we have a delta of 78, what does that do for us? That means we're going to see a move theoretically 78 cents per share, so $1.56 is going to be the move. But the move where? You see, if we had $1.60 by $1.64, and if we moved, again, let's not, we'll do it exact. Okay, 1.56, 1.56. Right, so what does that give us? To $3.16. All right, so 0, 6, 12, 320. Okay, by 320. All right, so what did we do? We bought, let me go get a highlight marker. Let's do this. So we bought at $1.64. Right, that's our cost in the trade. Okay, we're selling at the price we don't want at 316. Right, so what happened? $1.64 my mouse back. If we take $3.16 and take away from it $1.64, it gives me $1.52. So the profit is approximately $150 on a $164 investment. Right? So almost %100 rate of return. Right, and Amos had the $1.56, and I appreciate you guys helping me out. So, and Amos put in there plus the delta flip, meaning we had a strong movement to the upside, right? We were up near all-time highs or closing highs, right? And what happened? We get this drop down. That delta is going to jack itself up automatically as you're running into that trade, right? So Tripp said it will actually wind up being 91%. Thanks, Tripp. 91% rate of return. And let's go ahead for kicks and giggles and take it a step further. We're talking about getting in here and knowing where our target was. We saw it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's call it 10 candles. Nine candles, 45 minutes. 45 minutes is the time in this trade. 91% investment, 45 minutes. But Rob, I was watching it for when the market opened. Okay, you can count that if you want. This candle right there is 10:40 from 9 o'clock. So an hour and 40 minutes that you've been focused on this trade. I'm going to say something a little bit on the bold side here. And that is, you are making a huge mistake if you don't look at this position every day. Every freaking day, you need to be looking at the SPY and the QQQ. Diamonds, once you get really good at them, but those two right there can rock your world. You can live off of this position alone. This is some of the stuff that you're going to learn in Key to Be Free. You need to learn how to trade this thing. I like it. All right. So I love when I get these ideas as I'm teaching and these things pop as I'm seeing some of your comments. I've got a new strategy I'm going to put together and start teaching. Let's see. Trip said $75 an hour, counting all of the time. That's pretty good. It is, Trip, right? It is. My daughter's a registered nurse, right? They make 6 figures or just about 6 figures a year, hospital nurse in New York, right? They're not making $75 an hour. And there's no life-saving stuff. She's not worried that she's getting floated to a COVID floor today. And she is working. And her hospital now has 4 of their floors have completely been converted over to COVID. 4. The emergency department is all COVID. You're being told when you walk in the door that this is a COVID unit. So she has that worry. I don't have to worry about that when I'm sitting home or trading, right? My biggest worry is the rain coming in through the open window I have behind me. That's it. That's the biggest worry I've got right here. Let's see. Exactly. Well, there you go. So Trip, Amos said that, that's true, Trip, but add a few more contracts. Exactly. So now you're still talking the same rate of return on your money, but now it's not $75 an hour. If you did 2 contracts, it's $1.50 an hour. If you did 5 contracts, let's do 10. So what was that? $3.75 an hour for 5 contracts? Not horrible. Not horrible. No, Jim, you know what? You know why the symbol goes away? If I put something in that is not optionable, then on the option station, it drops that box away. So if I'm here and I'm linked, right, and I've got the same global link on my trade station, if I go @YM as an example, oh, see, and that time it didn't do it. Sometimes it does, some it doesn't. I don't know. Not sure why it's unlinking itself or not sharing it there, but I appreciate it. TradeStation, I've had this conversation with a rep recently. We've got thousands of people here that use TradeStation, and when I make a phone call and it takes me a return phone call a day later to get some help, that's crazy. But I will tell you, this is what I have done. I've actually called the trading desk as if you're placing a trade and saying, listen, I'm trying to place a trade and it won't allow me to do this. How do I do it? And they've helped me on the phone. So that's a big plus. Yeah, the rate goes way up, Amos said. Yeah, it sure does at $75 per contract. Yeah, they got some hazard pay, Brenda. They got a couple $100 extra as a one-time, right? It's really not anything to speak of. It was nice they did it. Understand there's 40,000 employees in that hospital system that my daughter, works through. not in the hospital, but their whole network of doctors and hospitals is over 40,000 people. So it's big. You know, you give $500 to 40,000 people, it adds up. I understand that. But okay. So just one simple opportunity today. It was there. It was there. Would you guys like to see another one? No? We don't have to. I mean, I'm good. Listen, I know what it was because I took the trade, so I'm good. Jim says, of course. You know, Jim, I know everybody wants to see it. I just want everybody to tell me they want to see it. Listen, I'm here talking to myself for an hour. Talk back to me. Answer me in the chat box. Guys, it's a free training worth hundreds of dollars that I do every week. All right? Respect. All right? Help it out. Help a friend out here, guys. Okay, there we go. Now I can't see anything on my chat anymore. It's just taken off. Okay, please, Uncle Rob. Let's see another possible. All right. So I went ahead, pulled out the red folder, right? And I'm going to get it printed that says top secret on it. And it has my tracking sheet in there. And I'm looking at the market this morning before it opens, and I said, okay, I have a potential bearish market today. So I've got 3 different major columns on the way that I do my tracking sheet, right? It's a little different than the one I actually send out. Okay, but you could see bias right here. I can see through the back right here. I've got 3 columns in there. And that's just so that as I go down my columns, the one on the far left is bullish or bullish neutral. The one in the center is neutral, and the one on the far right is bearish or bearish neutral. So this way, it just makes life very easy for me to quickly glance down and not have to try to read my chicken scratch amongst each others. I could just look at it very fast, okay? So I'm looking at my tracking sheet this morning and saying, all right, I need bearish or I need neutral candidates today. What am I looking at? So that gave me 5 neutral and 2 bearish. So we were primarily bullish in the overall market. And I looked through my candidates today, right? And let's see. Apple, as an example, was one that came up as a neutral bias, right? And what does Apple decide to do? Bounce. Why? Because Apple is its own freaking world and does whatever it wants, regardless of the rest of the market does. So Jim said, what was my reasoning for thinking it was going to be a bearish market today? I was looking at the open, Jim. I was looking at what happened on the open of the market today. The pre-market, the open of the market, we were down. I got no real resolve to the upside that gave me any convincing notion that we were getting a bounce, right? I'm not trading it off of the first candle. I'm waiting for a retest, right? We got that quick little bounce in there, but I wouldn't take a bullish trade here because I needed to, there was nothing there. If we go back and look at intraday, end of day, look at where we opened. I really don't want to take a bullish trade in here. I'm sorry, look at where we opened. I don't want to take a bullish trade in here. We've got to get above that 36.45.99, right, on SPX. I had S&P, SPX bullish, but I needed above, retest, and a bounce. So nothing gave me a clear entry here bullish. So the next question is, what does it do? We gap down, we make a small move up on that first candle and a failure. So that's what triggered me along that way. The evening star, possibly, yeah. So you have an evening star in there from Friday's close, Jim. Absolutely. I don't focus folks as much on the candle patterns, right? They're important, but they're more secondary to me. I have learned that moving averages and fib levels work much better for me. That doesn't mean candles aren't good. You know, an evening star is more of a low to moderate candle pattern. Low reliability, moderate reliability. It is a doji, which is a moderate to high. So it also is a doji pattern, the way it's structured there, right? Which I would look at it more of the doji because that gives me medium to high probability. We got the gap down today, which adds to the probability, takes it from medium to high probability on the gap down, right? As potential. We were at a resistance level. So until we broke the 36.46 level, retest and bounce. I'm all about what I can do intraday in here. Make sense, Jim? Yeah, there you go, Brenda. They should definitely get paid more for what they do there. Cool, Jim. All right, good, good. Take notes. That's exactly what we want to do here. Exactly. All right, so United Healthcare. All right. Now, those of you that have followed along with me, this was Friday's close. Forget the orange bar. Look at the hollow candle. This was Friday's close. So our bias, it looks like it was neutral. It could have been, yeah, it was, no, it's definitely neutral. Definitely neutral. We had no bullish, so it's definitely neutral. So we have a neutral bias here, which means we could take a bullish trade. We could take a bearish trade. We're neutral right now. We're going to day trade it on a neutral bias. So if I want to take a day trade, my first consideration for me is the bearish move. Why? Look at what's happened. I have lower highs. I have lower lows. I like the potential more for bearish than I do bullish. So here's my question. Do I have, for today, which you're not seeing yet, do I have a clear path to my next support level? Well, okay. So Brenda said, no, it could go the other way. Everything could go the other way, Brenda. It doesn't matter. We could be at any kind of support or any kind of resistance. It could go the other way. But what I mean by a clear path is there anything stopping me in here? And right now, we have nothing stopping us. Nothing at all stopping us inside of here. We have a clear path from resistance to support. That's the first thing. Mailman's here. Dog wants to kill. All right. So Brenda said below the 50 or above the 382. So I'm looking for, we closed here. I'm looking for a rollover to stay. Look what's happened here. I think Kevin typed this in before. We had a pressure cooker building inside of here, right? We're not looking. So for me to get a breakout, I needed to break above the 382, right? But we're still headed back. We still have movement inside of here, range inside of here. So at that point, look where it opened up. It gapped down. So the resistance, I'm going to have to bring this closer or more zoomed out. The resistance line is 337.53. That is my resistance. So let's go look at United Healthcare. Oh, it doesn't like it. And there you can see my 337.53. Okay. Look where we gap down to. We dropped, we had all this run. So we get the gap down. And where am I in my chair? Okay. Here are my positions. You're going to type in 1, 2, or 3. When we opened up today, where am I in my chair? 1, 2, or 3? What position am I in when the market opened today? I'm going to put the glasses on so I can read it. Good. Exactly, Jim. I saw your message there about the bearish trade of where it opened in relation to the moving averages. And exactly. But I can't see it any longer. It's gone. There's 3 pages that popped up since. Correct, Jim, because I'm looking at it going down. Okay. No, when the day first started, I'm here. I'm not ready to pull a trigger on the trade. I do want it to retest that horizontal line, that fib level that's in there. Forget the moving averages. Moving averages are screwed up. There's no moving in here. We had this huge gap and huge run up. It's kind of trying to figure out where it lands on the intraday. You got to, it's like trying to use Bollinger Bands right out of the box with a big gap, right? So as an example, if we look at, what is it, NKLA? Nicola? Look at the Bollinger Bands today on Nicola. It's like, all right, they're all freaking screwed up. And what happens? Until we get to 11 o'clock, 11:10, before the Bollingers start to have any meaning whatsoever. Any meaning. Good, Jim. Yep, all based on the retest. Right? So United Healthcare. Oh, let me do this. Not the chart I want. All right, let me reset. Let's bring this up. Okay, so, whoa, okay. Trade station just went crazy on me. So we opened up and I'm back here. Now we're here. I'm still back here. Still back here. Now you can see the next candle already. Trade station doesn't hide the full candle. Right? We're actually looking at this candle right here, but you can start to see the next one. When that next candle popped up in there, right there, I went from this to this as that candle's pressing up. We're getting near a minute, 30 seconds, 20 seconds left. At that point, when this candle gets ready to close, I am at the edge of my chair. It's position number 3. Why? Because now I have a reason. If I enter the trade and I am wrong, guess what? Somewhere above 337.53 is going to be my exit. I already know. I've got the smallest amount of risk in this trade possible because of where I chose to get in the trade. And what happened? It rolled over and then continued to roll over, right? Press back up. Okay. But if you got in this trade at, I don't know, 337, just to pick a number, okay? And it's right now at 335. You've got a $2 move so far on the stock price. 70 delta gives you about $1, $1.40 by the time you take out the bid-ask spreads and where you ended versus exit. You've got about $1 of profit in that option right there. Yes, Jim, that is a double top with the right shoulder tilted downward, which is even more of a bearish connotation. Okay. So would I stay based on the target to the next fib, right? So the next target is 330.29. And that was Larry, right? Yeah. All right. So let me put the next line in there. All right. So there it is. Now, ironically, we hit it. Did we hit it right on the head? I mean, did we nail it? Low, 330. Yeah, it went literally right to that, Larry, earlier today. But yes, now it's a matter of we're holding on the position. We've got lower highs. We've got lower lows. So I'm okay. We've broken up through the moving averages once. We came and did it again. We now did it again. We're safe, folks. The worst thing that happens is we get up in here, it costs us $1, $1.25, whatever it is. So a wedge, Jim, if you're using this here, maybe, but I see more of this, at least off the top of my head. Let me know what you're seeing on your end. But I see this, and I see more of this. So actually, the way to do that would be to duplicate the line. New parallel. I'm waiting for stuff to go blown away today. Okay, channel down. Did not see that. Wow. And guys, this key to be free. Get in that class. All right. There are things that you need to know. Listen, there are things. Can I teach it all to you in an hour? Of course not. Absolutely not. Can I start pointing in the right direction? I can. Can I show you how to go about doing this? What your 2021 should look like? Can I show you some others that have been doing the same thing? Yeah, I can. Absolutely. I can't teach it, just like I can't teach it all here. To me, I don't even draw the lines on this. I instinctively see it. I know it's there. I don't have to draw the lines. I know that the trade is there or the lines are there. It's not something that I need to spend the time on. You know, when I first started learning anything I've ever done, I work off of these 5 subject notebooks, right? And this one is fairly well filled. Right? We're almost at the last chapter now. Right? Left. Right? All of this is done. And I've got multiple of them over behind me. And whenever I start doing something, a new project or a job, a task, whatever it is, I write down in full sentences everything. And then it gets to a point where I can write down bullet points. And then it gets to a point where I don't have to write any of it down. I just remember what I'm supposed to do. And it's no different when I look at a chart. I just know what I'm supposed to do when I'm looking at the chart. Right? It just instinctively happens in the background where I don't have to pay attention to it. It's just there. It's done. Hey, Steve, how you doing, bud? Great month, up $48,000 by Moderna here, mRNA. Excellent. Were they the one that came out today with their final trial numbers at 94.1% or something? Yes, Brenda, the Thursday, which is the 3rd, is 8 p.m. This one coming up on tomorrow is at noon. Yeah, I mean, look at Moderna. Doubled in the last month and a half. 71.50. All right. Wow. Guys, I've got enough time for a few candidates. Let's go take a look. Trip's got the new Trip trio in. AMD. I'll get through what I can on them. So AMD, rocking, baby. What a move today. Trip, come on. Did you take this trade today, Trip? I sure hope so. We talked about it last week, getting above that 87.29. Look where we closed yesterday. Trip said, yep. Look where it closed yesterday, right at the 87.29. Boom. Explosive. Why? Here, kitty, kitty. False zero line breakout. We push up again, failed. We push up again, we failed. Right? Let me get the time ratios out of here. Let's do it this way. I should be able to just hit delete, I think. Yeah, okay. All right, we closed here. We opened up. We came down. You got the bounce, hopefully the retest and the go. Look at 92.05 is resistance. You're going to get out about 91. You're out. You're out. You're out of the trade already. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, on the triangle that we talked about. That's why the time ratios were there. And we wanted the breakout. We wanted the breakout in here. We got it. Right? Beautiful. Yeah, Trip. I mean, at this point, tough call. 92 is resistance. 96.82 is our next target. If you missed it, You need to pull back to the 87.29 to take the trade, and you have a better confluence with the 8 now than you did, earlier today. Baidu. So we're actually, Trip, if I'm looking at this as a potential day trade, what do we have here? $8 move. Let me just fix this. So let's call it $9, 4.5. We're looking at 133 up to 138, $6. Trip, I've got a clear and concise entry to the 55 if I wanted to, right? So now what happened though? We closed up here. We're back down here. If we close there, bullish trade above 139.33, you get a close near the 8 and a rollover. I'm looking at the 55 as my next target, about 133.5. Do we need a new fib on Baidu? Probably. We just don't have a real good spot for it. You've got this. I just don't know if it's going to give us enough move. Come on. I think the volatility in the market, TradeStation is slowing down the whole PC. And here's the thing. And by the way, we're going to have someone next year come in here and talk to you guys about computers, what you should be looking for, what you should be getting, why you shouldn't be getting, and so forth. Template number 1. I mean, we got 3 days pullback in there, I guess, but you've got that move down there. My eyes, first thing I see is this move down here. There's a good V bottom, V top pattern in here. 38 to 40, really small. Really small. If I go with this halfway through, right, which is about where it is, midpoint, then it's okay. It's not great. It's okay. Let's go back to the moving averages. Yeah, so we still have about $3 now. A little less, a little more than 3. I'd like it a little bit greater. So, but you've got a clear path to that target. As long as you're watching it, not leaving it to the end of the day and watching it, I'm okay with that. Get above the 137.63 and look for the bullish entry. Yeah, so Steve is saying, new president-elect, is very favorable for China. So we should see some Chinese stocks go up. Let's see. NXPI. All right, guys, I'm going to start moving now. We're at resistance on NXPI, Trip. You pull back to the 8 doesn't help me much because I'm too far away. You could take a trade if you get above the, 159.5 doesn't work because 162.29 is right there. So day trade maybe if we can close near the 8, but you really got to watch it. I'm not excited about it. Guys, many of the symbols that you put on have already gone off the screen. So COF, probably need a new fib on COF. Okay. Moving who was COF? Just moving way too fast. Okay, Bill. COF. Look where the 8 is in relation to the fib. I'm not excited about it. Right? It's almost midpoint. So caution, only a $3 move in here. It's okay. It's not great. I really would rather see us get above the 90 for the trade on this one, right? Guys, if you have more than one symbol in, I'm just going to grab the first one for now since I've got way too many of them in here to get to them all. Oh, okay, that wasn't what I wanted. All right, come on. Tesla. Still on a daily chart. Okay, we had Tesla down as a bullish bias. It ran into that 600, which was one of our resistance levels. It blew right through the 590, came back down to the 565. All three of these levels were on our pop tracking sheet from last week, from Friday. It's a tough one to take at this point, and I can't even see who gave it. I know, Robert, I see you've got it in there also further down, but someone had it up a little higher than you. So, pull back to the 8. I'm not taking anything on this. You could day trade it between the 590 and 565 level. That's okay. But I'd be a little bit cautious here with the way that it's moved so far today. Now, if we look at 590.16, close enough right in there, right? We gapped up, failed, pushed back up, failed, retested, moving average cross. Somewhere in there, you decided to take the trade. Guys, you came down to the next fib level. That was the best trade of all of it. That gap up, if you look back at the daily, that gap up took us to 600. That 590.16, the question is, did you break, retest, and fail? On a bearish day like today, everything is off the table, right? Boom, you're in. So, shorting it, Robert, as a stock or playing the downside, meaning puts? Yeah, Steve said day traded 100 shares of Tesla today for $780. As a stock, I'm just not a fan of shorting because of the unlimited upside risk. I'd rather go with the put options. But yeah, I think there's some potential if the market continues down. That's our problem, Robert. We don't know that yet. Yeah, we don't know that yet. We're seeing this whipsaw up, down, up, down, up, down. You're on the wrong side of this. You're underwater. Tesla can move $25 a day, high to low. That's a normal day. That's not oh my God, it's a crazy day, right? You could get an easy 25-point move on Tesla for the day. Let's see. All right. So Daniel's got an Apple. You're welcome, Robert. You got it, man. So we look at Apple. I would just like to see the moving average work its way up to about that 113 level, Daniel. I'm not crazy about what's happening right now. I would love to see some small movements up, and then the moving average is already in the right order today, right? Get above that 119, and there's a potential. We've been there before. This is the key of having the moving average there. Get my moving average up there. There's a lot more strength than when there's not. All right. If I didn't get to your candidate, sorry about that. It's just been one of those days. We spent a lot of time today going over the candidates between UNH and SPY. Was that helpful for me to kind of walk that step-by-step through for you? Did that kind of make a little bit of a difference in there? You tell me as I'm trying to read some of the last thoughts. More than you can imagine. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. Thank you, Oscar. I appreciate that. Okay, Bill, it almost looked like some form of a social security number you're writing there. 11-111-111. Looking forward to the next rewatch. Got it halfway through. I get it, Rick. I know you got a lot of stuff going on there. Cool. So do this. Amy, can you drop in one more time, please, the link to Key to Be Free? Guys, you got to get there. You got to get it done. We've got so much stuff on our docket right now, so many things we're doing. We don't have time to go back in reverse. Now that we've hired on another person to work for us, we got more projects came out today than anything else. You're going to see a lot of new things happening come next year. All things meant to help make your life, your trading life better. But the key is this, and I don't say it for any pun in there, but the key behind it is this: understanding where you are in your trading, your skill set, understanding what the market is doing, understanding 1, 2, 3, right? Understanding that, and being able to look at a chart and let me help you figure out the how. Get in Key to Be Free. Learn how to do this. Do not wait to register, folks, because we're going to have to lock it down with the way that we're going right now. right? We get what we think we're going to get out of the email that we're doing. We've got a major campaign going on right now on Facebook for this as well. So get yourself registered. Get in there, get in one of those 2 classes, lock and load, right? Have a great rest of your day. God bless. And I'll leave the room open for a couple of minutes. Amy dropped that link in there, so you can go ahead and click on that and check it out. Yep. So Jim, we've got the recordings show up in the members area. If you go to wealthbuildershq.com and you go over to Wealth Builders HQ TV, click on that. All right. Here's Power Hour. All right. There's the one from last week. That goes away. It's on YouTube. You can go check it out on YouTube. It's on YouTube, but you come back and watch it again here. All right. We put them on every week. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you be good. Have a great day, and I will see all of you at our next update. And tomorrow at noon, Key to Be Free. Take care, folks. See you then.